Why are the markets crashing? We need to watch very important key levels here today, guys. We are going to be accumulating altcoins, talking about our favorite picks, and of course, explaining everything behind why Bitcoin is below $41,000 today, guys. Today, it's time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Good morning, everybody. We have Corn Pop was a bad dude. Love the name. Saying why Bitcoin is dumping because historical key levels. Is it because of historical key levels here today, DZ?
It's also due to everybody assuming it's going to dump. Also, we have grayscale, massive amounts of Bitcoin, hitting the market, hitting Coinbase. What's happened after it hits Coinbase? We're going to talk about all these things.
Of course, guys, we're going to be pulling up CoinGecko here in just a second, but markets are a bloodbath. And oftentimes, guys, you guys are calling me out. Blood, bleed, blood. Okay, we're going to say bled the way that we need to here. But markets are bleeding. Okay, they're bleeding today. That's just how we're going to pronounce it. On the 7-day, guys, I don't even have to look at the 1 hour, the 24 hour, the 7 hour. It is in the red. And of course, guys, when others are fearful, be greedy. When others are greedy, be fearful. But Bitcoin sitting at $40,779. And actually, let's refresh this real time. Yeah. It's $40,779. We gained $1 back there. Ethereum at 24.64. We have BNB at 311. Solana at $91, breaking below 100K, or not 100K, but it was just at $100 a little bit earlier this week. XRP still at 53 cents. Let me know if you think that breakout is coming to $1 here soon. We have Cardano at 48 and
below
in the top
50
10.
cents. Yeah.
Are you still shorting that by any chance?
No. I got stopped out in profit. I actually looked at it live on the show. So no, I'm not in a trade right now. Be careful out there in these choppy days. Remember, we got a streak going. We got to keep this streak alive. And the best way to keep that streak alive is if you don't know what direction the market wants to move in, hey, it's okay to be in the sidelines. You don't have to always be in a trade. Unless you're just smart like that.
Well, number 10, being smart here. Number 10 out of 10 market cap, guys, is Avalanche at $32. So we need a bit of a drum roll here. We need maybe to just do some CPR and see if there's any life in the market. But we have in the top 24 hours, guys, Flare moving up 2.7%. Litecoin leading the altcoin markets with 1.6% gains. I don't know if it's a good or bad sign. Litecoin is carrying the markets. But, we have Whitebit, number 3. Essential on Mana at 0.8. And that's really it for today, guys. Everything else, this is going to look ugly, but is pretty much bleeding. We have Conflux leading at a 20% drop in the last 20 hours alone. ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, down 10% today. Bitcoin SV, Craig Wright, Satoshi on Twitter apparently, 9.9%. We have Chili's down 10. Everything's bleeding, guys. And this is amazing to me, right? I am so excited for this. We are less than 90 days, or it's like 100 days at this point, guys. This is like that moment where you're like almost all the way done with the school year and you're just watching that 100. You broke below 3 digits. It's almost summer, school's almost out, and you're about to party all summer long. That is what it feels like with this Bitcoin mining halving coming up, guys. And that is exactly what we're going to be talking about and explaining why this is that buying opportunity. While everybody was screaming to buy at 48, 49K, saying Bitcoin is going to go to the moon because of the ETF, this might be the last chance to accumulate here. We do have our first story, though. Breaking news. The grayscale Bitcoin, guys, this is why markets are dumping. There's no way around this. They cannot hide it for themselves. We have the on-chain evidence. The grayscale Bitcoin move to Coinbase, guys, continues on day 6. As of 18 minutes ago, this is breaking news, and this was released at 9:32 this morning. They sent 14,000 whopping Bitcoin to their new custodian. Their grayscale wallets now total 560,000 Bitcoin, and Coinbase wallets now total 1.05 million Bitcoin. So I believe, DZ, you did the math this morning. How much was the 14,000 Bitcoin?
Give me Bitcoin's exact price right now because we're getting to the second accurate data here.
$40,787.54.
All right, and 54 cents. While we're going down to the double decimal point, we're going to hit enter right now, and it gives us. Let's see. We have a comma there. We have a comma here. My new contacts are setting in 57 million 102,000. No, wait a minute. No. There's an extra 571 million. 25,560. $571 million. Half a billy.
Yeah, look, Grayscale, if you're going to sell off that crypto, everybody in our comments right now and in the chat are going to drop their Bitcoin wallet. Please just send us just a little bit of that as just kind of a cherry on top as a thank you here. Yeah, absolutely wild to see you guys. This is why we dropped from 49K. We fell for it. We trusted Grayscale. We trusted the digital currency group, which is quite frankly probably the biggest financial cartel in crypto. For you guys that don't know, Larry Summers, who is behind literally the 2008 financial crisis, he was an advisor for that company. So it only makes sense that they're just dumping on us beautiful retailers here. But we're here to take advantage of that opportunity.
Well, if you just go to DCG's webpage, they say it. They actually telling you what they're going to do. Listen to who they are when they tell you the first time, said Maya Angelou. We are the operator of the crypto industry. We're the operator of the crypto industry. I operate the crypto industry. Move over, Satoshi. It's me.
They're quite literally the puppet master. They're saying
they're
it on
showing
their
their hand right here.
They're over here just manipulating prices.
We want to control crypto. We want to control you.
Well, before you panic, guys, Caleb Franzen over here said people are panicking because Bitcoin has fallen to $41,800. Remember this, guys, 41.8K is the same price that Bitcoin was trading at on December 5th of 2023, December 11th of 2023, December 17th of 2023, in another 10 days. And the point here is to simply relax. You want to proact to these markets, not react to them. The moment you're proactive, as the moment you break away from that emotional kind of threshold that has just clouded your judgment and made you buy the top and sell the bottom each and every cycle. And so this is what we need to pay attention to as we lay out key level resistance and key level supports in this show today, because we're going to be not only talking about our favorite altcoins, we got the TA and experts to show you guys where these prices could potentially be going. Now, a huge announcement that came out, and this is probably going to be a 10x opportunity. I'm just going to say it now. Okay, people that don't believe Trump has a chance at winning, he absolutely demolished in the Iowa caucus and ultimately took, I think, 99% of the votes in terms of counties. I think Nikki Haley had one more vote in one small subsection of this county. So the question here, because breaking news came out from Donald J. Trump just yesterday, and if you follow this channel, make sure you guys turn on those notifications, smash that like button, because you'd already have heard about this just a little bit. But Trump versus Biden, which commander-in-chief will ignite the crypto revolution? Now, before I scroll down and show you the alpha here, I want to know in chat, who do you guys believe is going to be more bullish for crypto? Is it going to be Trump or is it going to be Biden? And let us know down in those comments. Of course, you might have actually a chance to win $100 every single week if you do leave that comment. But where's your head at this? Do you think Trump, Biden? Biden apparently has had this really successful economy, right, for the last 4 years, not adjusted for inflation. Would he be better and more beneficial to our stock market and NASDAQ? Or
I don't think either one of them is read the white paper, loves Bitcoin, loves crypto, loves freedom. I don't think either one of those two candidates like that. But one of the two candidates has released an NFT collection. One of the two candidates, their wife has released an NFT collection on Solana. And then, but also that same candidate has spoken strongly against Bitcoin. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but I feel like I'm an energy guy and a direction guy. And the energy of Trump and the direction of Trump seems like he might be more favorable with an evolving narrative over crypto. Because I saw one assessment, it's Bitcoin is bad for the US dollar. And then he goes to releasing an NFT. Then he goes to, I am now anti-CBDC. And then the fourth and final logical step would be Bitcoin is good.
And it looks like we're on that path. So unless DZ wrote this article, that seems like the way we're going with here. But the takeaway, guys, the contents of this, is it Trump or Biden taking away the stance on crypto? And Trump vows to do something that ultimately, you just mentioned, which he said, we're not going to launch a central bank digital currency. He's against that. He is for freedom. And so the traction and the path that Trump is on, even though mainstream media wants to portray him as some mainstream dictator, this is someone that is actually advocating for freedom now. And it might have to do something maybe with Vivek. We don't necessarily know yet, but we do know 24 hours before he made that announcement, Vivek is a huge advocate against, of course, central bank digital currencies. And Trump came out 24 hours later to be like, yo, we're going to, stick to our guns on this.
Yeah, I don't think we want the government to have the ability to take our funds.
Yeah, I just want Mark Zuckerberg having all my data. I trust him with it. That's where I'm at.
I want to give it all to X and have Elon have the ability.
Yeah, I'm going to pay him $22 a month to do so. But the battle of the future of digital assets and blockchain, guys, technology has become a central theme. with former President Donald J. Trump and President Joe Biden representing contrasting approaches. Now, ultimately, the takeaways from this is I don't even know how to pronounce that. What's LAI?
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah, laissez-faire.
I've never even read that. Nonchalant, I would go with, but laissez-faire, they're getting fancy with their words here.
I've heard laissez-faire, but laissez,
So the nonchalant approach to crypto regulation distinguished Trump's reign. This hands-off approach proved to be a huge driver for Bitcoin and more broadly, the markets. The absence of rigorous rules during Trump's presidency allowed for more expansion in the crypto field, creating a climate in which Bitcoin and blockchain initiatives could thrive, largely hindered. Now, Trump, of course, guys, vows to fail the CBDC development. He wants to stop it. He's going to prevent it. And we do have this video here. If you haven't seen it yet, I believe our audio should be perfect today.
Let's see.
Let me go ahead and actually scroll out of that. You can see it right here. This is what he had to say. It's 36 seconds long, and it's really important.
Quite orange.
Promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that?
Is it flexible?
I didn't know you know so much. I'm very well. New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money. You wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop
natural
it from
humor
coming
abilities.
Tonight,
he knows how to. Yeah, you wouldn't even know it's gone.
I spoke about this. He has this. I think you said elementary style of speaking, and I kind of have the take. I think us watching right now, maybe it's a little bit lower on the the vocabulary level that we might be comfortable, but I feel like most of America appreciates that way of speaking. The example I gave was where he's talking about sustainable energy, and he was talking about wind farms. He was like, the wind stops blowing and your TV cuts off. It doesn't. Well, I guess it's so they take your money. You don't know it's gone.
You don't know where it goes.
You don't know
it's
where
missing.
it went.
It freezes. But this is a great takeaway from this, and this is actually something I know probably some of you watching. And shout out to everybody here. You guys have been an absolute amazing community to get to know here. But even on my shows and on the videos I'm going to create, I'm going to talk about things like the Fear and Greed Index. And these are like indexes and indicators and oscillators that traders and crypto experts are going to be like, why are you using that? That's a terrible indicator to use. But the reality is, guys, we're about to approach a 4-year cycle. Again, this is the next Bitcoin halving. We have to talk a little bit easier. We can't explain SHA-256 algorithms to someone that's brand new to crypto. We just need to tell them that Bitcoin miners are simply mining with computers, right? They're trying to solve a math problem. So doling it down in what Trump does, I think is just what really elevates his audience and kind of captivates. This is why he's so famous at this point, both from a presidential standpoint and just a comedian over the years. But guys, the takeaway from this, okay, the 10xer opportunity here, and it didn't even display it here. I need to pull it up. Donald Trump's NFT collection coming to Bitcoin Ordinals. So I've been talking about this and yapping. You guys are like, Josh, you yap too much. You talk too fast. You have a loud mouth. It's quite annoying. The only thing good about you is maybe your hair. Guys, layer 2 Bitcoins.
Not maybe.
This maybe. Okay, wow. Oh, we're getting some heat from the other side of the table today. Layer 2s on Bitcoin are going to be massive. Donald Trump doesn't only already have an NFT collection. He's really enjoying Bitcoin and pivoting towards that freedom currency. And so the Ordinal development, the BRC20 here, he is going to be launching his mugshot. He's going to be inscribing it directly to Bitcoin. So this presidential election, I truly believe if Donald Trump does take the reins and win this election cycle, his NFTs will definitely 10x, but this will be extremely bullish for the overall DeFi community and just everything being developed on top of Bitcoin.
I'll pull it up because the website actually doesn't pull up the mugshot.
Yeah, let's
look at the iconic photo. Some would say iconic.
His blue steel face.
The New York Times is stopping me from looking at it. If we go to images here, you can see. All right, here's from The Guardian. So yeah, that's the famous mugshot from right down the road, Fulton County, Georgia. What they did on the article, however, if we look right here, they have like this Photoshop version. I almost want him. What if he did like touch it up? He touched it up a little because look, it's going to live forever on the Bitcoin code. Yeah. Why not touch up? Is
that the one he's going to inscribe, or is he going to do the full mugshot?
No, it's going to be the mugshot.
It's got to be the mugshot.
I just like the idea of he uses AI to touch it up. Let's remove a wrinkle or two.
He's the ultimate marketer. I mean, if you go to his Twitter too, 87.4 million followers. The last thing he tweeted, and the only thing he's tweeted in like the last 3 years, is his mugshot and his NFT.
Check out chat. Check out chat. Shake and bake. Blue Steel was an epic look.
It's yeah. You got the Blue Steel face. See, I got some
I don't
old
have
school
Blue
Ben
Steel.
Stiller. You know, I watched some movies here. You know,
Yeah, that's close to a Blue Steel.
might not be an upside down pineapple, but it's a model. It's a model there for us here, guys.
Drew, Blue Steel or no? Was that Blue Steel?
Oh, no, I'm going to dismantle the entire system.
No. You bring up steel with Trump. Drew takes it to a different conversation.
He's like, we need to move the manufacturing. You know, it's all
I
good.
bought an NFT and a mugshot NFT, though. I got one.
Did you mint it at the $100?
Yep.
Wow. So you got on
You're up
mint
$400, or it's up to what, $400 now or something?
See, and I don't even care. I didn't even notice. I'm here for the man.
Okay.
See, I love it.
And
I do
that's
think
why
that would be worth
you
$1,000.
got to watch NFT Alpha. In the playbook, you would have minted 2, and then that way you have an ability to sell one, and then it would have paid for that, plus you would have doubled your money.
Yeah, and I heard, you heard it from here, guys. He doesn't care about the price. So on Blockchain Basement, go subscribe, turn on those notifications, because he will be giving it away, right? Is that what you were saying?
No, not at all.
Not at all,
Absolutely
guys.
not.
But go check him out for sure in the link below, guys. Bitcoin bloodbath, lowest levels hit since ETF cheers. What went wrong? So we've talked about this a few times today already with Grayscale, but Bitcoin's price, guys, dropping to its lowest level since the U.S. approved almost a dozen exchange-traded funds that contained the crypto last week. The largest crypto declined as much as 4.3%, and now, of course, it's down like 10 to 15% from its all-time high. But the fear and greed index, guys, still sitting at a 63. Now, I am going to pull these up in real time. I do believe we're going to be more towards that net neutrality here, or neutrality. We're going to be right in that middle. People starting to say, okay, are we going to go lower? Are we going to go higher? But this is primarily going to be because of the cause of Grayscale selling off their Bitcoin. And of course, we're just meeting liquidation levels. On top of this today, guys, demand shock incoming. So Tether bought 8,888 Bitcoin and spot ETFs acquired 650,000 Bitcoin valued at 2.8 billion. So this is the opposite side of this. This is why we need to focus on the key level points that we're going to get to today. But, you know, while Grayscale is selling, Tether is printing. And that usually only means one thing, DZ.
Well, you said Tether's printing. Not true. Tether's
Okay.
buying.
Buying.
Tether's
So we're
buying.
buying. Oh, wait. Sorry. Well, are we printing and buying?
That is a good point. At the same time, they could be printing.
could-
Also, they could be, diminishing
Like,
the
oh no,
supply
we
as well.
we bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Oh well, hey, look at that. Our money printer turned right back on. How convenient.
Someone in the chat did say Pulse. Why aren't you talking about Richard Hart Pulse? Yeah, Pulse is pumping. I sacked for freedom of speech in 2021. I haven't touched it. If I find it, I'll sell it. I'll tell you that much.
I like to tell people this. I'm 26 years old. I don't need hospice yet. And that is exactly what that network provides. So if you want that little heartbeat sensor that might get some life to it every now and then, that's for you. That's why I don't talk about it here.
I pulled up the 7-day market cap. This is, there was a little bit of a spike, but we're not seeing anything too crazy. If anything, we're just kind of floating around in the same little range that we're seeing. So
That's
this
Tether,
is
right?
the Tether being printed. As it goes up, more Tether's being printed. Although you could argue maybe a little bit of a downtrend on the tail end here, but not enough data for us to say, Tether's disappearing or being printed.
Well, there is one thing clear, and that is, guys, in that same article, it discussed how Bitcoin, outperformed in the ETFs. And I don't want to keep boring everybody with the ETF talk. I know it's over. It is what it is. But Bitcoin outperformed silver, guys, in terms of adoption and the people that want it. How the amount of inflow in terms of funds coming into it. It is outperforming silver, and silver is sitting at $1.276 trillion right now, where Bitcoin's sitting at 800 billion. So believe it or not, this is going to sound completely bizarre to hear. Bitcoin is actually undervalued at this point.
Yeah.
It's performing better than silver, which is the second world's greatest pretty much store of value at this
And
point.
if you think about an ETF, who are buying ETFs? It's smart people. It's people with a lot of funds. It's people that do a good job of sustaining their wealth. And then there's a relative, if you look, there's a disparity. More and more people are saying, yeah, silver's not that good of an investment. Bitcoin certainly is. And so your theory is this market cap should shrink. The difference between the market caps will shrink, and then Bitcoin will surpass silver.
Definitely surpass it. I think it's going to blow past it this cycle for sure. But, on top of this is actually another reason for this is, guys, the strong dollar is actually putting selling pressure on Bitcoin. So the U.S. dollar index.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm looking at the numbers just quick back of the napkin math. I didn't realize how big of a jump it would be. Bitcoin at 800 billion and silver at 1.2 trillion.
Mhm.
That's a 50% pump right there.
Yeah.
50%
That would put, where would that put Bitcoin at right now? $60,000 or so.
Yeah,
It will surpass.
It would put us at 60K.
Yeah. And again, guys, the asset managers are saying this, and it's not even just the asset managers, it's the market is telling us this. So while Grayscale might be selling off because they got good discounts in the bear market, BlackRock is accumulating. They now hold over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin here. So, again, asset managers are buying. The Bitcoin halving is coming. And this looks like the second world's greatest store of value at this point, and they keep telling us it. So this comes at the time, guys, that the stronger U.S. dollar is putting selling pressure. So on top of this today, while we're getting the pullback in these markets, the U.S. dollar and treasuries are rising significantly. So CPI, inflation, job creation, and earnings increased in December, but economic activity remained robust. Over 137 million in long positions have now been liquidated because of this. And ultimately, this just goes to show people are trying to guesstimate, guys. This used to be a huge topic. A lot of channels used to cover the CPI report. It used to be like, Jerome Powell's going to speak today. And remember when Jerome Powell was like the man of the hour? Every single month, everybody was watching that press conference like it was the Super Bowl. And they would come out and that market would react just volatile compared to whatever he says. That narrative's kind of slowly died off here. But it is really important because people are starting to anticipate a potential Fed cut maybe as early as March. I don't sit in that category, but you do have Bank of America, I believe Goldman Sachs. There's a few banking giants and analysts that are like, hey, we might get this way earlier than expected. So that is also going to be increasing on the sell pressure. But speaking of charts here, or if you have something from Anthony,
no, just pulled up the Scooch.
The Scooch.
Yeah. A Scaramucci, also referred to as a unit of time. It's 11 days. 11 days is Scaramucci's length as a White House communications director. But speaking of Scaramucci is saying, what do we have? $170,000 Bitcoin by 2025. So that looks like his bull top target, 170. I like the target of 170. Doesn't come in too moonish. It's it's a little bit under 200K. A lot of people think we'll hit 200K.
You think 170 by 2020? That's saying by December 31st this year.
Oh, true. Well, I mean, I guess
maybe the falling cycle.
Yeah, that is a good point. And no, likely surpass 100K by 2025. So this is just, a little bit of a misleading headline. 170 during 125 there. And this, he said it while talking to the elites at the World Economic Forum. Now, traditional asset managers, people, when they have a stock and that stock goes up 10% a year, do they get happy?
Well, yeah, they make money off that.
They love that,
they love
right?
that.
10% is nuts, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, 10%, you're crushing it. Imagine they're hearing, oh, wait, this $40,000 asset could reach 170 by 2025.
Yeah, and it's you made a great point there with like the stock rising in value. So Car for Coin pointed out that, guys, it's not BlackRock that's accumulating, it's ETF buyers. What I want to say to that is, while that's true, yes, they're still the custodian. So they're making money off the ETFs. They're offering massive discounts right now for a few months. Just remind you guys that they're offering discounts for a few months, trying to outpace the rest of the market. That marketing is going to ramp up and they make more money off the more Bitcoin they hold. So they're incentivized to market this to their audience. Imagine if they come in, right? We're starting to see Bitcoin be told us to be like better performer than silver. It's a better performer than silver in terms of ETFs. It is a store value. It is digital gold. And so there could be a point where in the near future, we see BlackRock financial advisors with the Bitcoin halving. That has always been, at least something I've covered for years at this point, the perfect marketing tool and mechanism for BlackRock to now, again, market this to their retail clients and then make a massive amount of profit off the back end just from their fees for their funds. We have Alexander here saying Alexopoulos. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Alexopoulos, Greek. I just had to call the Bank of the Bahamas, and I could send money to buy crypto in exchanges, but I can't get my return funds from the gains. How do you suggest receiving my gains? I've long suggested this. I do use Coinbase. I never interact Coinbase directly with my bank. I haven't done that in years, and I don't ever plan on doing it ever again. What I use is PayPal. So if I say I want to put funds onto Coinbase, I'll use PayPal. If I want to take funds off of Coinbase, let's say I sold something randomly and I got $100 and I want to take some profit to, take the missus out to a steak dinner. I will sell it and then move it to Coinbase. It would take 1 to 3 days. You could do it automatically for like $25. And then I'll go ahead and move it and it's all free. It might take 1 to 3 days. I don't know. Maybe it's different for your country, but that should work for you, Alexander. So good luck with that because, yeah, you deserve your funds. You deserve your gains. Your bank is just putting extra hurdles. So they eventually, if 1% of people give up, that might equal millions in revenue. And that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to steal from you.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out one last thing because for Carr here, the largest holder for Coinbase is going to be BlackRock. I'm trying to pull out the financial statements here. And on top of it, guys, even though Coinbase is their custodian, Guess who owns and manages Circle Reserves Fund? So all the USDC, all the stable coins, it's going to be BlackRock. So I promise you, they make money off this back end here. And that is bullish extremely for crypto here because they own, again, both. They own the custodian, they own the Circle, which is going to be IPOing this year, and they manage all of the stable coins they're utilizing to trade back and forth. So they're getting a profit and a piece of the pie from all four pillars of that foundation. They're absolutely wild to see. We do need to get to the key levels here, though. We have Kelly joining us in BitLab Academy here today. These are going to be very important levels, guys, that we have to watch, right? Right now, we're hovering at like 40,800 at this point. If we can't hold that 40K level, there's very key points that you want to watch, especially if you're looking to start accumulating in dollar cost averaging. Kelly, thank you for joining us today. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you're all having a wonderful week. We got some stuff we got to watch out for this weekend. I just wanted to talk about really quick all the stuff on the ETF, and I'm jumping right into the charts. So that is, remember, there's been $14 billion traded in 5 days. Really quickly going through that. Yeah, we've seen outflows on GBTC, but let's really contextualize that for a moment before we look at the price action. Everybody's talking about all these outflows on Grayscale, and it's, over $2 billion worth of outflows. But we're seeing more than that now on the inflows on the other ETFs, and how well the price has held in the face of $2 billion worth of sell pressure. Let that sink in for a moment before you get too bearish on what's going on. Now, does that mean that that price cannot still fall? I think we absolutely will. But I do want to just also point out that the answer here for BlackRock, and if they keep on pace with where they're currently at 27,900 Bitcoin. They could be over 1.4 million Bitcoin from the purchases of their ETF by the end of this year. We'll have to see how this continues on. But I did break all this down in a newsletter yesterday, BitLab Academy newsletter. You can sign up for it on bitlabacademy.com. But this is that metric that I kept talking about. This is a profitability in the market. When we've hit over 90%, we've dropped. We've had price have a bit of a pullback on all previous cycles, and we're kind of in that same area now. So is it because of the ETF? Is it because the market's overhyped? What is it? Well, let's just dive in and look at what's going on those charts. Despite, if we even ignored the narrative entirely, we came up to a clear technical level that of course we got a little bit of a sell-off from. So what areas are we watching? The areas I'm watching most specifically is this 38 to 39.5 region right here. This would be my dream buy opportunity down here if that flush out down to $33,000. This would also be representative of holding above this previous range high, so in line with this macro support line that's come up into this region. The only caveat with this is if the price does work its way down to this area, this means we've also broken below the short-term holder cost basis, which tends to be a pretty strong metric for being in a bull or bearish trend. So we really, I think the ultimate area that we're really looking for right now is this 38,003 level, because this would flush us out down and clearing out that CME futures gap that's at 39.6, and we'd also be holding right in this zone, and we'd be holding that short-term holder cost basis. Now, I've talked about this a bit on a channel, and you guys have the title of y'all stream today that under 100 days left. This is where we're at. This gap right here representative of where we've been in previous cycles in this same gap. Now, of course, we had the black swan here, and we had a pump up into the halving and then a subsequent 42 or 43% sell-off. But guys, we're so close to that mark, and we're right on pace with where we should be. We've seen in both of the previous cycles some form of sell-off coming into this halving. So this is why, as bullish as I want to be, I find bullish to consider the fact that if the price does pull back some, this would be setting up for the best opportunity of our life, especially with so much institutional favor behind this. Now I do want to say this afternoon, Josh is getting in the Discord. He's doing a classroom session. If you want to figure out how to find that and you're a BitLab member, come up here to events, click on this, and you can click interested. You can also look in the open chat or members chat, and you'll see a link that I've shared in here somewhere. It's somewhere in here, but you'll see it up in that events. We got a lot of stuff going on in there, so make sure you check out all the stuff going on with our team. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Stay vigilant. Make sure that you don't get chopped out of this market before the best opportunity of your life.
All right. Love it.
Yeah.
Check out BitLab Academy, and we're going to start showing off some of these BitLab charts. Guys, we got some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm doing a $100 to $10,000 challenge in there with something called the windshield wiper method I'll be teaching today. But ultimately, I'm going to bounce off that CA just a little bit too to the technicals here on high block, because I use liquidations, and you guys know this. And on the screen right here, guys, I really like watching those liquidation levels. And all you need to know, guys, the brighter the color, the more liquidations and more liquidity at these zones. And these tend to be the best support and resistance levels. And right now you can see we're between them. Now we are definitely closer to the one below us, which is going to be between about 38,500 and 39,500. And then the next one's at 34K, which, yes, guys, I know that sounds crazy. It is possible we do break down into that over the coming months. I'm not going to be more towards that side because, as you notice, look how bright the colors are getting above us. So what I want to see is I want to see people really turn disgustingly bearish here over the next like 2 days, 3 days, maybe the next week. I want to see influencers like, Capo that were like, bearish the entire market and then flip bullish at 49K. I want to start seeing them making those tweets saying, hey, we're going to be going lower. We're going to go to 25K. We're going to go to 28K. That will be my sign to dollar cost average, which we did start here. The other thing I want to point out, guys, is we have 830 of you guys watching right now with 175 likes. Let's go ahead and make sure we close that gap here. Thank you guys for all the love and the support. And if you guys do close that gap, I want to see 350 likes. We can easily do that. You guys just got to tap that like button. So freaking easy. 350 likes. I'm going to show you guys a really cool tip and trick again today with market caps and calculators on how, if your crypto, can your altcoin retain its all-time high from the previous bull run? I want to give you guys a really cool secret there.
All right. Did you want to talk about, let's see, we have CryptoFi bill. We got legislation. Hold on. No thanks. Senators introduce new crypto legislation to combat illicit finance in crypto. They're going to disrupt some bad actors here. Known as the Preventing Illicit Finance Through Partnership Act of 2024. It's going to coordinate efforts between the feds with private companies in the hope of fighting illicit financial activity. Chat was smart. They point out, well, the government can already seize your funds through a bank. This is just going to make it a lot more easy. Now it's instead of an email to this person, it has to go here. You got to fill out a form, and then we got to talk to a judge. Now it's just like a click of a button. Steal your funds. So it's just going to make it a lot more easy with, they already have the tools to freeze your funds. They just need to communicate with the private sector to deploy them most effectively. We need to be able to freeze your funds with the press of a button. By fostering collaboration and information sharing your data, this bill will ensure that all parties at the table, the people in control, the elites, are working together to detect and disrupt bad actors who disagree with our political agenda. I may be adding some words, but I think the sentiment is the same.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, I don't even know, from senators, politicians, bankers, elitists, Davos, World Economic Forum, you got to be very cautious in terms of, one, the opposing party that's trying to bash on crypto, tell you it has no value, and tell you the only utility it has is for illicit activities. And then you do have the opposition that is fighting for us, which is, honestly, a really beautiful process right now. I'm on the board for the Florida Blockchain Business Association, which are responsible for passing the bills and legislation for the anti-CBDCs in Florida. They actually wrote and passed the one that went to the state and was signed by Ron DeSantis and got picked up by multiple different states at this point. So we do have a lot of different lobbyists and groups working together to fund bills and pass them to make sure that we hold our rights to store our own keys, our own crypto, and make sure that the government can't track and control of our data. But at the same time, we got to pay attention to what's happening in Europe, as well as people trying to push those central bank digital currencies. The EU just came out to provisional agreement to expand AML, guys, into crypto. And AML, for you don't know, is anti-money laundering laws. I totally just broke my brain there.
Mongering?
Blah, blah, blah,
you know
blah,
what?
blah,
They're
blah, blah.
fear-mongering with the AML, so you're pretty close there.
But it has to be the Celsius. I'm not used to these. And if you guys didn't know, I sound like I'm on an energy drink.
Are you shaking?
I'm like,
oh yeah. Whoa.
We got the jitters. We got the morning jitters. It's because I yawned this morning, and they're like, dude, you need to get that energy back. But here we go, guys. Most of the crypto sector will be impacted by the new rules.
To be clear, Josh drinks his stimulants, not
I don't.
any kind of other ingestion method.
I don't inject them or freak out on extra pills. You know what I'm saying? Most of the crypto sector will be impacted by the new rules if finalized, which include due diligence requirements involving client transactions of 1,000 euros, approximately, $1,086 or more. So if you spend more than $1,000, I think in the United States, it's $9,999. In the Europe, it's going to be $1,000 is going to be, this is a huge game changer for retail. The Crypto Council for Innovation, a global group of industry members, called the new provisions positive news. Of course they would. The government is telling you guys, no, this is okay. We're just making it harder and restricting you and controlling you and analyzing and consuming your data more. That's safe. It's for your good.
And then there's a council of elders, like in their ceremonial robes, and they have their powdered wigs on. They're like, "We approve." You're not speaking for the people.
They're like going around like the blood of the sheep. You know, I don't know. They got like weird. They got the blood of the sheep in the tunnels underground. I don't know.
Whoa.
The new provisions here will improve the way national systems against money laundering and terrorist financing are organized and work together. So the argument here, guys, for everybody that wants to control all of your money, all of your transactions, all of your data is, hey, we want to stop terrorists. We want to stop illicit activities. And they completely ignore the fact that the reason why Bitcoin and everything was created was to break away from that control, break away from that and bring back our freedom. Because, guys, the US dollar is the number one used currency for illicit activities. I'm sorry, it's way easier to hide cash, counterfeit cash. You can't counterfeit Bitcoin. You can fork it off and be like Craig Wright and just completely fail as a Satoshi, but you can't counterfeit it, right? That is the point of Bitcoin itself. So,
well, what we were talking about last week, it's crypto. No, even before that, it's money. Well, even before that, it's they use paper cash. Well, even before that, there's paper. And so, I think the end solution to end all illicit activity is chop down all trees and shut off all electricity, and then we can't move illicit funds anymore.
Just all
that's
electricity.
Worth it, right? Hey, man, a little pain is worth the squeeze here. We do have, speaking of the pain here, IMF issuing a serious warning to central banks, more pain ahead, because they don't want you slashing interest rates. So they have, they're saying proceed with extreme caution regarding any plans to slash interest rates in the current economic climate, deciphering the inflation enigma. Inflation, the silent disruptor of economies. Although having relaxed its grip slightly continues to pose significant challenge, last year's drop in inflation, mainly due to the settling of energy prices, masked the underlying issues. Job markets, especially in major economies, are tight, leading to relentless services inflation. This situation indicates a turbulent journey towards achieving lower inflation levels. Anything else in the article we need to mention there?
Essentially, the Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, and the Bank of England now, guys, which previously played down inflation risks. Remember, they're like, no, don't worry, DZ, we got your back. It's transitory. It's going to be a nice, smooth, soft landing. The middle class, we're going to build from the middle class out. Everybody's going to be successful. You're going to be going on vacations. You're going to buy your dream house. And ultimately what happened, guys, is they realized, well, yeah, they were wrong completely. And now they're cautiously navigating a complex economic landscape fraught with uncertainty, is the words they use in this article. Investors, in their quest to anticipate economic trends, man, this had to have been ChatGPT. I see you, reporter, are leaning towards early rate cuts. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. This is a big moment, guys, and we will keep you up to date on this channel. So make sure you smash that like button, turn on those notifications, because in March, people are anticipating we can get those Fed rates way earlier than expected. And if you guys didn't know this, in history, when we see those rate cuts take place, traditionally there is a massive downside to the market taking place at the same time. So all these economists, all these people with their master's degrees and their doctorates, our treasuries, our
the experts,
all the experts, right? Well, none of them can agree on what's going to happen. So what does that tell you?
No one knows.
Exactly.
No one knows.
Exactly.
But, we're just taking educated guesses and, just trying to operate within some ranges. But we do have a range of, I'll just kind of say the headline here, U.S. jobless claims at the lowest level they've been in like 14 months. So, don't get too excited. But yeah, we're around a 14-month low. So this was in the first week, or the week ending January 13th. And it's the lowest we've seen since December of last year. December of 22. So it's kind of saying, hey, we're heading in the right direction, but a little bit more ammunition that we might not see rate cuts anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of ammunition, guys, if you want to keep your job, pay your taxes so you don't end up in jail. So again, guys, shout outs to decrypted.tax here.
Decrypted.tax. DE, it's not like DC. Decrypted.tax.
No,
check that out.
It's definitely not DZ either doing your taxes.
No, and he'll give you a free hour-long consultation. So
for
check
free?
that out. That's what I heard.
Holy
Well, it costs you your time.
So if I don't know how to do my taxes, I can call this guy completely for free and get a free consultation.
He'll give you the full breakdown. What do you need to do? Do you need to just pay it? Do you need to settle? Do you need to defer? Do you need to fight them? He'll be willing to fight for you too.
Well, as long as he actually shows up, unlike other people, and gets that contract, guys. Decrypted.tax. The link's in the bio below for you guys.
But speaking of fighting,
Davos crypto panel. These elites can't agree on each other. With each other? Maybe both? Crypto panel backs CBDCs, of course, in Davos, rejects Dogecoin. Boo. Ripple CEO says, I just don't get it. The Ripple CEO doesn't understand Dogecoin. Now, I don't know if this is because he owns half the supply of XRP and he does understand that he doesn't own half the supply of Dogecoin, but it's a meme. Ripple builds amazing financial tools and products, guys. I'm an XRP holder. Used to be an XRP maximalist. I would love to interview, Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz one day. But let's be real. Okay, they're worth $32 billion. Their price hasn't seen an all-time in 6 years. Dogecoin's a meme coin. When it becomes shiny and all these new retailers flood into the market, what are the tokens that are going to pump, right? We've all been through this route. Everybody said, oh, utility matters. You're in it for the tech. All the utility matters, utility for the tech type, or in it for the tech type cryptos, they were outpaced by the Solanas, by the Dogecoins, by the Pepes, by the Shibas.
Let me ask you a question.
Why?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is there any meme coin you can think of that hit $1? I know Doge was trying to hit $1. Is there any meme coin that has ever hit $1 that you guys seen?
No, not that I can honestly even I think Trump coin.
Trump coin
Yeah.
yesterday.
Trump
Coin yesterday. That's what I wanted to bring up. I mean, we wanted $1 for Doge and we got Trump instead.
Well, you bring up a good point though. Why is it that we've never seen a meme coin hit $1? Why do they purposely make them that way?
Man, I mean, it's just hyperinflationary. Usually it's just a hyperinflationary situation with meme coins. And
I agree with that. I also think it's partly because we're going to make it to $1 is the best normie marketing scheme you can
But
have
then
on Twitter.
the bearish take is, what do you do after that? Do you celebrate $2? Do you celebrate $5? Do you celebrate $10? Or do you stop celebrating and find the next coin that tries to go to $1?
And that's why I think they will never hit $1. It's this endless goal that they're always going to try to obtain. And they're like, oh, this is the one. We're 0.0000008.
Multiple zeros. All right, we moved a decimal point.
Yeah.
And then we got 8 more zeros. We're like, all right, guys, we're just getting started. Then it's like, all right, we moved a decimal point. We hit $1. They're like, oh, we ain't hitting $10. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I'm buying the
outta
next
here.
thing with 8 zeros.
So the next trend, guy, is going to be a token with 40 zeros. Pay
Well, I do
attention.
want to get into the Ripple CEO's comments on Doge. I just kind of scrolled down here. Ripple CEO on Doge. I don't get it. Reminds me, what's the guy on Twilight? He's talking about Bella. Why do you like Robert Pattinson?
You're gonna hate me.
I don't get it.
I've never watched Twilight.
I'm old, so it was a part of it was popular within my age group. Regarding unregulated cryptocurrencies, Ripple's Garlinghouse admitted he does not see the appeal of meme coins like Doge. Guys, what do you think about that? I mean, I get that though. He's kind of belling himself, hey, we're a serious coin, remittance payments, we're going to replace banking systems. He kind of has to come out anti-Dogecoin, right?
I mean, it would make me mad if I, developed this amazing product, with a new system, a new technology, and I was like, I'm trying to solve an actual world issue, and then a meme token literally just pumps to like the same market cap worth, and Elon Musk, the world's richest man, like gives that notice. Maybe it's like one of those, man, why aren't you noticing me vibes? But I mean, I totally understand that. There's so many projects that are like smaller market caps. Maybe they're like $1 billion to $2 billion. But like, even though they have better technology, they're faster, instant finality, maybe they have no gas. You have other ecosystems that are failing, have network outages, constantly, failing with their new updates, yet their NFT and community is pumping that token to a new high. And that's why diversity, by the way, guys, is the most important key term in crypto. You need to diversify. I have a great little story, actually, I think I can share with everybody. It'll take 2 seconds. Back in 2020, in 2019, when I started learning about crypto and I came in, I bought XRP, I bought Ethereum, I bought Polygon Matic at the time. I think it was like 3 cents, crypto.com. And I bought 5 or 6 cryptos and I made a ton of money. I was putting $100 to $200 in. I dumped my government stimulus checks in and I ended up making quite a bit of money as a college student. Went from a few $1,000s to roughly 30, 40K. And I was like, okay, it is about the Bitcoin halving just happened. I'm going to start actually taking some of this profit out and allocating it to a few new projects. So what I did was I'm going to read the top 100 white papers. And I did. I have a book called The Top 100 White Papers, and I show it all the time on my live streams where I actually went through every single white paper. I'm going to find the next Ethereum, I'm going to find the next XRP, or find the next Bitcoin. The products I got out of the top 300 were Harmony One, Zilliqa, and Solana. I consolidated it down to those 3 choices. In that, I will never forget this. In October or November of 2020, I go, you know what? Harmony One and Zilliqa, way better than Solana. And so I decided to take my profits and put it to Harmony One and Zilliqa. But of course, which project ended up doing the 300x while the other 2 did 10x's? And that would have been Solana. So the takeaway from that is it didn't matter about the technology. Solana was failing. It had automated research. There was rug pulls. There was some curly
It turned
Q-tip
off
guy.
13 times.
Exactly. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose the 2 that haven't failed. And the one that did fail was the one that would have made me the most money. So just a kind of a cool story takeaway there diversity matters.
The number one thing that pumps a coin's price is community, and your coin can do absolutely nothing. It can 100x coins that, the tech is there and it does all these amazing things. And man, this is going to change the whole system. There's some with a strong community that literally is just a web page will smoke that any day of the week there. Let's just see here. All right, you want to integrate with XRP. Yeah, people talking about Ripple Labs. Yeah, it started out like a long time ago, ripplepay.com. XRP came out before Bitcoin. Not technically, but they were working on something similar. There was no XRP. It was
and that's where
Ripple Labs.
Was David Schwartz Satoshi, because he lived on the same street or something. But you guys, you have Elon Musk applauding Javier Milei's speech on socialism and poverty at the World Economic Forum. Excuse me. But this is a huge moment. So guys, while these elites and these world economic leaders are all getting together talking about globalism, socialism, etc., and like focusing on digital identity, control of your data, Javier, I'm honestly a fan of Javier here. He comes out on stage, and I can't play this whole 30-minute explanation. It's in a different audio, but he just comes out and just goes, Western nations have completely ruined the world. They're corrupted. They want to just control your data. We're all about freedom. Of course, if you guys don't know who Javier is, he literally took out of the 21 branches in Argentina, he's the new president. And ultimately, he took 90% or 70% of all government branches. And there's this video of him going, afuera, which means fired. And ultimately just gets rid of 75% of the entire government. So he's all about cleaning up.
This is the energy that the world needs, man. And which, he's the spark.
We're kind of missing a big story on it too. Within 24 hours, they had an AI translation that kept his accent, kept the words the same, and then changed his lips to match the words.
Really?
How soon until that's just integrated into Apple goggles or
I didn't see
glasses that look like that? Yeah, no, they've already done. David Sachs tweeted
I heard
out.
it was it sounded like just some basic generic white guy. Kind of
No, they got one out. It was, like I said, within 24 hours, and the AI version that is superb, as Laserface says. He largely speaks out against collectivism. Collectivism, I pulled up the definition right here. It's a cousin of communism, I guess. The practice or principle of giving a group priority over the individuals that are within the group. Here, the theory and practice of the ownership of land and the means of production, either for the people having the land and the ownership here, or the state having land ownership there. So it's he's just came out strongly against collectivism. One thing that I didn't really understand when I was younger, that I've come to understand a little bit better when I'm older, it's the incentives issue. You take away people's incentives to, hey, a style of an American dream. I could be a millionaire. I start out with this little plot of land. I start farming. I start upgrading. I start getting equipment. I start buying neighboring adjacent properties. Boom. That's the American spirit. That's the American dream. You take away people's incentives, it makes that upward mobility, less likely.
Yeah, wait till we have 15-minute cities and you walk everywhere and everything's within arm reach.
That's 15-minute cities would be a good way to build a new city. But, controlling whether or not you can go in a city, obviously bad. But having everything within walking distance seems like a utopia.
Who's the billionaire that wants to build a giant one in the middle of the desert? Did you see that?
I don't know.
I don't know if it was
you know who did
Richard
that and failed?
Or what is his last
Kim
name?
Basinger
Really?
did that and failed. Lost $20 million. She bought a Georgetown. Failed.
Oh. No, you know who it is? It's Dallas Mavericks owner, Mark Cuban. Yeah, he bought a town in Texas. He bought a whole little town of I think there's 2,000 residents or whatever, and he's going to completely rebuild
Elon
it.
has bought a small town next to a SpaceX facility for SpaceX employees, and I think they're going to do some stuff. And who's also working on it? Kanye. Kanye trying to build one in Israel.
Oh,
that
yeah,
might be interesting.
We'll make sure we don't cut off the stream for that one, though. Binance reaches 170 million users, according to the latest report on the state of the blockchain industry. So just now, guys, Binance has drafted its end-of-year report, in which summarizes the main dynamics of 2023 that have guided the company in the broader context of blockchain industry. So this is a huge moment. The first data that immediately catches the eye, of course, guys, 170 million users is, one, that's honestly still not that many people in comparison to the 8 billion people alive, but the adoption is here before that bull run. You had a quote you wanted to reach out to, right?
Let's see. Fact checking for Javier Milei. He terminated 5,000 government employees, which is less than half of 1% of the estimated public sector employees. More to come, but not many
No,
yet.
it's not. Yeah, so
One
not in
out
terms of employees.
220.
What was the branches? Didn't he get rid of like a ton of the branches? So I don't know if there were the
that might
top
take a while
branches
to permeate through. Maybe they got to finish a fiscal year, then maybe it's the following year.
True. Appreciate that though. We have Mega City. We have Kanye did well too. I don't know. I don't want to see the the people they know fit the minute walk. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. As things progress and we get AI and these advancements, like you're even saying, AI is going to scale us in ways we don't even can't even predict here. But Reddit reportedly plans IPO launch in March. This is an interesting one because Reddit, the renowned social media platform, is on the brink of launching its initial public offering in March to enter the stock market after 3 years of contemplation. The San Francisco company plans to offer approximately 10% of its shares during its IPO. And I think, honestly, we don't need to talk too much about Reddit here other than the sense Reddit is incredibly bullish on crypto, right? Take me away from that.
Did they hate it? Well, they like Bitcoin. They like Ben Cowan. You say anything else? They hate Cardano. They hate a lot. A lot of them hate. They hated Solana in 2022. They hated Solana in 2023, and now they like Solana. So that kind of sums up everything you need to know about Reddit. Okay, I went on there. I got caught up in multiple arguments yesterday. I'm vowing to not go on Reddit to type anything.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be like a Reddit airdrop or something. Because I don't spend a lot of time on Reddit for that reason. You get like into the most random arguments with user 14736 anonymous. But what this does show is the plans to IPO is generally bullish for market conditions, and also something you want to notice in terms of potential tops. Now, maybe not Reddit, but Circle is also IPOing, which are the issuers of the stablecoin USDC. So the best, the second best or second largest stablecoin on the market. So that is good for tech advancement just in general, and of course the media platforms.
And probably why they got rid of moons and some of those crypto coins. Doesn't look good on your IPO paperwork.
We're good. We're clean. We haven't touched. We hate crypto, Mr. Gary Gensler.
I don't have any poop on my shoe anymore.
Well, speaking of Gary Gensler,
poop.
The SEC pooped on Fidelity and delayed, their decision on the proposed spot Bitcoin or spot Ethereum ETF. I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. Again, you spoke to James already about this a few times.
So here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a consolidation of the finish lines, just like they did with Bitcoin. If you recall, they kind of delayed everybody in the beginning stages, and then everybody got moved to that January 8th, 9th, 10th level. I think we're seeing something similar here. I think, you want to go ahead and just, I don't know if they're front running the date here, but it seems like they're doing a little bit of a consolidation for March. Does that mean we get a mass March approval for these ETH ETFs? I think it's possible. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on this. As soon as March.
We definitely need to have James on again and talk about that because, obviously he said it was expected to see the delay today, or at least this week, but March would be, and right before the Bitcoin halving too. I don't know. Too many bullish catalysts for me here.
There's a lot of bullish catalysts.
Now, someone did ask in the comments, can Bitcoin hit 35K? I'm going to quickly remind you guys, we're almost there. We're almost at 300 likes. We need to hit 350. Super easy to do. 832 of you watching, guys. Smash that like button. Somebody's showing you a way. And so I'll go over the key levels with you guys. A really cool website that can help you predict or not necessarily predict, but see if your favorite altcoins are able to retain all-time highs in the next bull run. Because there's a very key indicator that people need to watch that they may not know that could prevent that for your favorite cryptos that you've been holding for maybe 3, 4, 5 years. Next up, we have moving on to MetaMask introducing validator staking for Ethereum. So MetaMask validator stake enables users to run Ethereum validators without the need for pooling or managing hardware. Clients earn rewards less than 10% fee charged by MetaMask, and this fee is deducted when rewards are collected. So this is really cool. This is more adoption in terms of hopefully breaking that price barrier, or that barrier to entry for, of course, normal retail. If you guys don't know, Bitcoin mining, Ethereum, it's very expensive to actually mine that network and get into it and get access to that. So even though you're trusting MetaMask, of course, they're going to be managing pretty much everything on the back end for you. It is a way where retail can start getting more exposure to actually directly benefiting from, staking protocols and running validators on their networks. On top of this, Consensus Staking, the entity behind MetaMask staking, boasts no slashing penalties incurred in over 2 years of operation and managing over $2 billion in ETH across more than 33,000 validators. So Consensus, Joseph Lubin, really early individuals to the space. They are involved in a lot of stuff if you guys haven't seen ETHgate, but ultimately they have tons of money, they continue to kill it, and they're integrating that for their MetaMask platform.
Aave has a little integration of a Chainlink CCIP for this very seldom used stablecoin. It's an algorithmic stablecoin. Maybe this might get a little bit bigger, but Chainlink being used for these algorithmic stablecoins is bullish for Chainlink if algorithmic stablecoins ever take off. We haven't really seen one be super successful. We've seen some that haven't really lost a peg that much. I interact with Zed on Cardano. It's an algorithmic stablecoin. Last time I paid someone, I paid Taco. I paid Taco. It was 99.8 cents. When we checked 2 hours later, it was down to 98 cents or something like that. So, I felt bad, Taco. Sorry, man. You end up losing, 1% on that. We have Solana.
Deep Hagen.
Solana.
Not Solana. That came out at the wrong time.
Prime to outperform Ethereum by up to 5x, according to Glassnode co-founders. But what is the timeline? They're talking about 5x in this current bull run. That seems a little. It's not even that this isn't bullish enough for Solana. It's too bearish for Ethereum. I do think Ethereum could do. Let's just say we're close to 2,500. Let's just say we hit around 10K. That's a 4x. That's meaning Solana can up to 20x from these levels. 20x from this level seems a little high for me because we've already done a 2x or 10x. So 200x. Multiple cycles in a row seems unlikely.
Yeah, now, will it out? I do agree to the sense that it could outperform, but to what you just said. So, right, maybe you think we get that 3, 4x,
but not
Solana
5x multiple.
Yeah, it's like 5x time. Yeah, that's quite a bit bullish right there. But Solana's, getting a lot of hype now from these asset management companies. You have multiple talking about Solana-based ETFs. So even though we haven't gotten that Ethereum one yet, there's a lot of these institutions that are looking at Solana as that next competitor because they know that is a huge position for a lot of retailers. So can it outperform? I think definitely. That's kind of without question. But yeah, to the question of 5xing the percentage gain by Ethereum, that's kind of a stretch there. We have on top of this, guys, moving into is there any other updates from Solana, or are we going to move to Ondo here?
No. Ondo, I mean, it's a smaller coin. I'm just front running this Cardano story while you go ahead.
No
and
worries.
those.
Yeah, Ondo, guys. Actually, a few people in chat were asking about it. Ondo financed the third largest real-world asset project with nearly 200 million of tokenized securities. Issued new tokens today. So now, if you guys didn't know, interesting website. They're of course going to be taking a lot of it's a finance protocol, and the money that they're receiving, they're putting into BlackRock ETFs. They're partnered with some large institutions, and it had a lot of hype within this launch here. But Ondo financed the third largest real-world asset project with nearly 200 million of tokenized securities. Issued these today. Exchanges including Bybit, Gate.io, KuCoin have all listed them with Coinbase. So Coinbase added them to list of assets to plan to offer on its, or Coinbase has also added tokens to its list of assets. So it's not on Coinbase just yet, but it was added to it. So that's going to just cause more price fluctuation to the upside. Now, I want to say, really quick, tokenizing assets. This is a narrative. Real world assets, RWAs. You guys are going to hear about this a lot moving into this new bull run because people like Larry Fink, guys, the CEO of BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, keeps talking about the tokenization of securities, real world assets. So we're going from, digital assets to real world assets, and it can generate this new hype cycle and this new trend where maybe you guys might be familiar with ISO 222. For anybody, let me know if you guys hold Quant, XRP, Algorand, that category of tokens. I do believe this might be that new trend moving into the future here. And of course, comment below, guys, what cryptos or what RWA projects you believe are going to absolutely kill at this bull run, because if you do comment, you'll be entered to win an amazing giveaway each and every single week. And at the end of this live stream, guys, we'll be announcing the winners to both the $500 giveaway for Blofin, which if you guys are looking to trade and do the $100 to $10,000 challenge with me, that link is in the description below. Go use that referral. And then, of course, we're giving $100 away between me and DZ here on the live show with you guys every single Friday.
All right, we do have some Cardano, massive moves happening with Cardano right now. Scroll to the top here. Whales wake up with $13 billion in large transactions. I think this is over a 7-day period here. 13. The large transactions are transactions worth 100K or higher. I'm going to go to this tweet right here. So large transaction greater than $100,000 is being settled on Cardano daily on average. 13 billion is being settled daily on average for the 7-day period. A significant amount because Ethereum 7-day average, only 5 billion. Oftentimes, large spikes in volume precede a price rally. I would look for Cardano to do maybe another rally. So the previous rally for Cardano, I'm just going to do a little quick live, not really TA, just kind of more of a prediction here. Come on, give me the top coins. Cardano's going to come in number 9. We hit Cardano. Cardano did a very good run from 40 cents to 60 cents. You can see basically 40 cents on the dot, jumped up to 60 cents on the dot, little pullback, a little bit above. I would like to see another run up that is pretty similar to this 20-cent run up, 22-cent run up, and that would give us maybe a 70 to 70 cent Cardano. So if we do see a run up, that's kind of where I'm expecting a little bit of a
It's almost a 2x period from where we're at today. Or was that like a 33% gain, 40% gain? Because we're saying about 50 cents.
Yeah, close to 40%. So yeah, the 40 cent to 60 cent run up, it was actually higher than 20 cents. It was 22 cents. Yeah, that was like a 55% pump. So this could be around a 45% pump here.
Yeah, and you brought a great point, guys. If you guys don't know this trick already, we showed it on some previous shows. This isn't the one I'm going to show you when we smash through that 350 like zone. So keep tapping that screen because we're almost there, and I'm going to be taking questions. You guys need to put the cryptos you want me to use because I'm going to be showing you a really cool trick here. Let me know what cryptos you want me to analyze for you guys in the live stream here. But when you go to CoinGecko, guys, volume matters. It's a really good indication on if a project is performing, if it has activity, if it has development. So when you go to CoinGecko, guys, if you see that 24-hour volume tab, you simply want to click on it, and it will restructure all the cryptos by the best performers in terms of volume. So you can see, XRP, $30 billion market cap with 1.1 billion in volume. You have Chainlink, which is like a third the size, competing pretty closely to that volume as well. And you can see a lot of these, number 40, Arbitrum here. You have Tron, number 12, or Thorchain. You can see those volumes, and it might say, hey, this is a project that could very well potentially be moving in the coming days. On top of this, though, guys, we do have the giveaway winners. They just came in to me. So we have Moon Lambo Elon with a 1,500% P&L win this week. Shout out to you, Moon Lambo. Happy gains there. Hopefully you're taking some amazing profits here. Looked like he entered GRT at 21 cents and rode it all the way down to 15.36. Caught that short. So phenomenal short, guys. This is what you're missing out on in the Discord. Make sure you guys check out the BitLab Academy. We have an awesome promotion going on right now. But ultimately on Twitter, guys, Moon Lambo just won $500 for having the best trade of the week. On top of this, in the comments, I need to zoom out here, but it's going to be OB1 trade. All solid products. Like you said, just one could be, and it gets cut off a little bit here. Do you think Ape, so-and-so? OB1 trade just won $100. Of course, we will be reaching out and making sure that you receive that in the comments below. So shout out to you guys for commenting and participating in those. Now, let's see if we're at the 350 likes. We're not yet. We're still 18 likes away from it. And guys, I'm going to hold you guys accountable here, just like you hold me accountable. And actually, we're 19 likes. Make sure we need 350 likes, and I'm going to teach you the secret. The secret of all secrets.
Should we go ahead and announce the winner for the trading competition on Blofin?
That was the that was Blofin.
Okay,
Moon Lambo, Elon's Blofin.
I was signing into TradingView while I was doing this because I had to sign in through
you bring up a good
editing here and stuff, so it took a big pain in the butt.
You bring up a good point, which is if you guys don't know how to enter that, make sure you guys head over to the Discover Crypto. It's pinned on the Twitter. You can see right here. It's got 31 likes, 14,000 views. Make sure you guys are looking up how to enter these giveaways weekly. Just from heading over to the Twitter.
I like free stuff. Free stuff's good.
Let's take some Q&A really quick.
Well, we have members only, right?
Yeah, we
members
can't
only
give them
today?
Q&A today.
Friday.
Are we going to hit that or 3 from it? We're going to do it.
Just give it to them.
We're going to
give the people what they want,
I got to give it to them. Okay, guys, I need an altcoin. Someone throw me an altcoin in chat. What do we got here? I need some. Just spam altcoins. Whatever altcoin you guys want me to look, I'm going to use one of these as an example. So the 2 websites we're going to need though for this, while you guys do that, is coinmarketcap.com/historical/ and then AMB crypto market cap calculator. These are the 2 awesome websites on how we're going to be calculating and doing this trick here. So someone said Cardano. We're going to use Cardano. So what I want to do is I'm going to go over to CoinGecko. We're going to pull up Cardano, which right now is sitting at number 9.
No, they jumped in after that too.
They jumped in hard. Stacks, VeChain, boom, keep it going, guys. So we're going to start with Cardano here. Can Cardano hit all-time highs like its previous cycle? Now, I might make DZ mad here. So
Cardano has a low inflation rate, 4 or 5%.
I think
it can absorb it.
It's a perfect example here. So Cardano sitting at 47 cents. You're going to click on max, and you'll notice that, guys, it hit at August 28th, 2021. That's pretty much its peak. What we're going to do is we're going to go to historical market cap, scroll down to 2021, August 8th. You can see date 2016, 2017, 2018. It's going to slow. I'm going to scroll down quicker. And we're going to go to August. We're going to go to and let me double check that date. It is going to be August 31st or so. We're going to click on like the 22nd. And we are going to scroll down until we see 8. Oh my gosh. Cardano was number 3. Cardano was number
passing BNB.
3, guys. Almost $3 here. This is around its all-time high. So can Cardano go from 47 cents
I forgot, actually.
to $2.71?
I remember it passing BNB because it was a pretty major, significant event. I forgot that equaled number 3. I didn't realize it was above Tether.
crushed, dude. BNB US pass XRP, dude. It killed at number 3. So what
a lot of people spamming DOT, and we might be working on a DOT video. Let's try DOT real quick. Wow, I did not know Cardano was top. Did DOT hit
I will.
top
I'm going to
10?
do the trickle quick, and then I'll do DOT really
The
quick
trickle?
too. The little trick real quick.
One of the best names in sports, Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle.
Yeah, NASCAR driver.
I didn't even know that one.
Yeah, real one.
Wow, Dick Trickle, trickling down like the altcoin method. But guys, so what you want to do here is circulating supply. You'll notice in 2021, when it hit all-time highs, it had 32 billion Cardano in circulation. So all we have to do, guys, is we go to Cardano today. We're going to get the recent circulation, the most recent one, which is now 35 billion.
Barely anything.
Barely anything. You're going to smash that into the units here on AMB crypto calculator.
10% more
Put
tokens.
$2.71.
Yeah,
for
pretty
Cardano
close.
to hit that, it's got to hit a $95 billion market cap this year. So do you think Cardano can hit that 95 billion?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, Solana hit around 70. Yeah. I mean, you saw Cardano was number 3. Okay. Cardano hit number 3. Cardano can definitely hit 100 billion plus.
So that would be a 4.5x. And I'll do DOT really quick here as we wrap up for the stream today. So now for DOT, guys.
Is this an old video? You're live, Leon.
You're
I also knew you were going to type that. Let's see, 1 hour and 22 minutes into the stream. This is all planned.
November 1st, 2021. We're going to do the same thing, guys. So now we're going to go to historical market cap, go to November 21st, 2021. Again, that's going to be right here. It's perfectly top tier. We're going to scroll down until we see Polkadot. Polkadot hit number 8. Can Polkadot hit $42 this cycle? I need to open up this a little bit more. So Polkadot had 987 million DOT in circulation. Today, Polkadot now has, drumroll,
They have
fully
good circulating
diluted.
supply. Whoa,
circulating
look at Polkadot's price right now on my screen.
What is that?
Oh, dun dun dun, 666.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. So $42 right here, guys. Oh my goodness. So $42. So for Polkadot to hit all-time highs, it would now need 55 billion compared to its 41 billion in 2021. So very, very, again, I think that's very
Polkadot's
possible.
in a really good position. They just had, here, let's share my screen real quick before we wrap it up. Polkadot had a large selling event in October. Oh man, I don't have enough room. I have to maybe.
That's some alpha right
I'm
there.
gonna move this over. October, I want to say it was October 16th, somewhere around there. So there was selling pressure from a parachain auction. There was over 1 million DOT tokens representing, I guess 6 million, 4 million, something like that at the time. Millions and millions of dollars of DOT were hitting this ecosystem right here, October 16th, because of parachain auction ending. Everyone said, oh, all these DOTs are going to hit the market because it's like retail people are getting this. And then DOT just took off. Well, they also just had the second parachain auction January 16th. And that was just now. What happened then? We saw a couple days of retracement on the 16th. Then DOT was off and to the right. Right now, we're seeing a couple days of retracement, kind of matching the broader crypto market. DOT selling pressure could be coming to an end. Not financial advice. I bought some DOT. DOT was my last purchase. I swapped ADA for DOT because I had ADA on a Coinbase wallet for whatever reason. I was like, what? Why is that even on there? I self-custody my Cardano.
Yeah,
so I just swapped it into DOT.
There's some big updates coming. You're showing me some crazy alpha on those unlocks coming in.
Yeah, I'm working on a video. It's actually taking me a lot longer to research this than the normal coins because there's just so much going on with Polkadot, with parachains and relay chains and the DOT 2.0. Still the worst chain to play around on. I just got my wallet, Fade and TradFi, so I'm about to find out. I'm about to take it off a centralized exchange, start playing with it and staking it.
I'm going to do this last one before we enter that member stream, guys. I already got set up. You guys were asking for Quant, which hit $400 last cycle with a historical market cap, guys, of $4.3 billion. So not the craziest. It's barely had any inflation. Quant has some of the best pumponomics out there on the market. It very easily could do this. It would only need now a 5.8 billion. So I do believe Quant could smash through all-time highs this cycle again. And if you guys want us to look into any more cryptos, guys, make sure you guys just turn into some members, guys. We're going to be doing that member-only stream, answering your Q&A, covering our favorite altcoins, your guys' questions that you guys have in these markets today. And that's going to be right after this live stream. So if you guys want to be a part of that and don't want to miss out on me and DZ's calls, have this live Q&A, get us to look into your favorite altcoins, make sure you guys join that membership. And that's what we got for today. You got anything left for them here today?
That's it, man. We'll see you in the members only stream.
Cool.